Welcome back, everybody, to the Bournemouth International Centre. A world title fight coming up on a Sunday night. Bon Jovi blasting in the background. What could be better? Chris Billam making that maiden defence of his world cruiserweight title against Mateusz Masternak. But Al, what are you expecting as we see Masternak just leaving that dressing room?
I'm expecting a war. I think both these guys are very durable, very strong. They're going to meet in the middle of the ring, and I think Billam's going to get him out of there.
And you, Matt?
I'm very similar. I think if this fight was a couple of years ago, I'd have probably picked Masternak, but I think the improvements, the experience, the seasoning that Billam Smith has gained over the last couple of years, the confidence, self-belief, and I give him the edge.
Okay, time to find out. Here's Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. This is your main event of the evening, and Bournemouth, we are sold out. Are you ready for a title fight? This bout is scheduled for 12 3-minute rounds, and it is for the WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, the challenger. Please welcome Mateusz Masternak.
Mateusz Masternak had begun to think that this night would never come. He worked long and hard in such a distinguished career, but you don't always get what you deserve in this sport, and it looked like the opportunity to fight for a world title was just always going to elude him, like it would always be slightly out of his grasp. He gets his chance tonight, and the equation is simple. He's got this opportunity, and he absolutely must take it. Billam Smith just with a final hug there from Shane McGuigan as he makes his way to the start of his ring war, working up a good sweat in the changing room by the look of things, and now left alone with his thoughts.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, the champion from Bournemouth, England, Chris Billam Smith.
The return of the king. It was quite the coronation back in May, but heavy is the crown, and he cannot let it slip tonight, Matt.
No, definitely not. He's got to stay totally focused, fired up, but calm in that as well at the same time. I think this will catch fire straight away. I think it'll be a brutal fight, and I think the experience, seasoning, improvement that he's gained over the last couple of years and that bit of freshness gives Billam Smith the edge here.
crucial final moments he's been out.
Very, you know, he's looking very focused. He's looking extremely focused. He's ready to get this job done.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this World Championship main event, to perform both the national anthem of Poland and God Save the King, please welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. 12 3-minute rounds for the WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Promoted by Ben Shalom and Boxer, and brought to you by our headline partner, Bet365, and our official partners, Everlast, Wow Hydrate, Integritas Property Group, and Who Dares Gyms. Our supervisor in charge, John Handler. Our area representative, Barry Freeman. Our timekeeper, Mark Shannon. And our judges at ringside, Steve Gray, Jagos Belenda, and Patrick Morley. And our referee in charge when the bell rings, John Latham. So, Bournemouth, I need you all to get up out of your seats. Raise your drinks high and get wild. Let's meet the fighters. First, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the camouflage trunks with black and green trim. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 14 stone, 2 pounds. He holds a professional record of 47 wins versus 5 losses, with 31 wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Wrocław, Poland. Introducing the former WBA Intercontinental, the former IBO Intercontinental, the former WBC International, and the former European Cruiserweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Master, Mateusz Masternak! And his opponent, the champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with gold, red, and silver trim. He stands 6 feet, 3 inches tall. He weighed in at 14 stone, 3 pounds. He holds a professional record of 18 victories versus just 1 loss, with 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the former British, Commonwealth, and European Cruiserweight Champion, fighting out of Bournemouth, England. He is the reigning, defending WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the world. Introducing the gentleman, Chris Billam.
Well, that's what I expect you both. You're obeying instructions at all times. When it's time to break, the both break free. Defend yourselves at all times, and the best luck to you both. Touch gloves.
John Latham, our referee for this one. So 12 rounds or fewer. Chris Billam Smith, the defending WBO World Cruiserweight Champion. In the black, Mateusz Masternak. Amazingly, in his first world title challenge, after a long and successful career, as I said, he probably thought this chance was never going to come. But you just never know in this sport. If you keep grinding, if you keep going, if you keep working and keep believing, that call can come.
There's no feeling out process here. As me and Matt predicted, they're straight in.
Billam Smith just circling Masternak at the moment. Creeping in with that front foot. We did wonder if we'd see more of a jab from Billam Smith. He has that height and reach advantage. Billam Smith just getting low there as Masternak came in, lifted him up just to show him the physical strength. Nice uppercut on the inside there from Billam Smith as these two have a little bit of a wrestle on the ropes. Masternak was looking to work to the body. Billam Smith came back with a combination.
Yeah, Masternak looking to move to his right as well, away from the right hand of Billam Smith. The body shot from Masternak.
Good use of the jab there from Billam Smith, covered up to the head, then went down to the body. Stiff left hand catches Masternak as he moved forward, then the pole looks to plant his jab.
Yeah, both of them just landed two good stiff jabs there, snapped each other's heads back.
Yeah, I was gonna say neither guy have had any problems finding each other. Punches are landing early and punches are landing immediately.
Good right hand there from Billam Smith.
Just dipped his knee slightly as Masternak was looking to jab, I think, just came over the top of it. It's just rubbing together on the inside. Billam Smith just forcing Masternak back to the ropes. He got caught with a jab as he came forward just before that. But just walking Masternak down towards the end of the round there.
Yeah, some good jabs there from Masternak, but Billam Smith landed some good jabs himself. Both guys, you know, found their range. No problem finding each other, which we kind of expected. I think it'll just heat up now as well.
Yeah, it's only going to get more fiery from here. It's only going to get more fiery from here. I know Billam would prefer to have the fight at close quarters, and I think that's what's going to happen as time goes on.
Okay? You can force it, but force it intelligently. Okay? Force it, don't load up.
That partnership with Shane McGuigan has been going ever since he turned professional. It's been a very, very successful one. They'll be honest with you, the McGuigans, and tell you that they didn't expect that much, maybe, when he turned over. But he's such a good example of never looking too far ahead, of dealing with the next level when it arrives. And so far, he's dealt with every level that he's clambered his way up to.
With Masternak, because Masternak is fighting the clinches, you know, it's going to drain his energy.
Billam Smith really looking to drive Masternak back and put him onto the back foot.
Now Billam Smith just doesn't want to be too eager, too early. It's a 12-round fight. He's probably going to go to 12 rounds. So, you know, he wants to conserve and win the rounds, absolutely, but conserve energy as well.
Just responding to something McGuigan said in the corner there, I think Billam Smith over the shoulder of Masternak. It's incredible the ability that fighters have to pick out that one voice amidst the bedlam. Good right hand there from Masternak, as Billam Smith did look to come forward. But Ali looks like he fancies putting a dent in Masternak here early.
Yeah, you know, Billam started with a lot of haste. You know, there's a lot of conviction in his work, but he has to be careful of what just happened there, which is not walking onto big punches.
It was a solid 1-2. But he moves forward there, Billam Smith, and looks for his own right hand.
Yeah, like I say, we're still very early on in the fight. He doesn't need to be too desperate, too eager to try and make that impression early doors. So, you know, we've got a long way to go here.
Masternak just looking to try and curl that right hand in round the back of the guard. Good 1-2 again there from the pole. Solid stuff.
I was talking earlier with Richard Riakpo, and he was saying he's done rounds with Masternak, and he doesn't stop coming, and he's very aware of what he's doing in there. Nothing catches him by surprise. He's very prepared for what's happening, and we're seeing that now.
Well, he's landed the better shots in this second round, Masternak. The cleaner, heavier punching has come from him. When you're 36 years old, when you fought 6 times in the last 5 years, so that activity rate hasn't been that high. What you really need is a good start, and this is a pretty good start from Masternak, Matt.
Yeah, he'll be happy. The corner will be happy. He's got his, you know, straight away he found his distance, got his shots up. He's landed some good right hands as well. He landed some good 1-2s, good right hands there, beautiful shot. Billam Smith took it well, but yeah, good accuracy from Masternak. He'll be happy with that round, I think.
I would say it's one apiece now. Say it's one apiece.
Yeah, again, nailed it with the right hand again. Billam Smith took it well, but you don't want to keep taking those.
He's going to keep trying to punch you off him all the time. Move your head, slot, move your head, slot. Let him punch himself out, right? And you do it with a head movement, and then you just jab, 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 and you start picking the rounds up on the jab. Save your right hand.
That sounds exactly right from where we're sitting. Use that jab more. He does have that height, as you said, Vidal. He likes it up close, Chris Billam Smith, but you've got to be able to do it a number of different ways. Get that head off the line, because just because you can take shots, it doesn't mean you should.
No, you know, Billam, we know he forces his way inside, but with Masternak throwing good straight punches, he's going to have to get off that line and then earn his way to beat fighting those close quarters.
Nice left hand on the inside there from Billam Smith. Masternak's just clamped his right arm, Billam Smith's right arm, on the blind side of the referee there. A standard old trick. Decent jab there from Billam Smith.
So far, I've been impressed with the footwork of Masternak, to be honest. We're talking about him being 36, but he's quite fleet-footed moving off to his right now.
Yeah, definitely light on his feet and moving to his right. That's awkward, that most people don't move to the right.
Looking for the body, Masternak, as well. The two exchanging jabs, centering, again looking for that overhand right, Masternak. Will throw that lead left hand. Sometimes it's a bit of a distraction. Dip off to his left and throw that right hand in a kind of shallow arc.
Chris needs to find his rhythm with his own jab. You know, Masternak's throwing a good jab, but Chris, he has a good jab also when he uses it. I feel like he needs to get that off so he can find his range.
Good jab from Billam Smith there. Goes down to the body. Masternak just tucking up on the turn, looks for that right hand.
He's quite mobile, Masternak. He's not really staying there long enough for Billam Smith to, you know, plant his feet and get body shots off. Maybe he tries to plant his feet. The moment's gone because Masternak's on the move.
Just cranked his space for the right hand there, Billam Smith. Masternak finds good range there. Nice combination, finishing with the right hand, just letting the punches flow. Billam Smith comes back with his right, fancies that he may have done a little bit of damage there. Tries to climb in with the left hand. This really heating up at the end of round 3. Right hand just short there from Masternak. Good jabs there from the pole at the end of the round, and this is a hard fight already.
This is what I expected.
Okay, let's go to Andy Scott.
Isaac, you know what it's like to be in a firefight in this arena. What have you made of these early exchanges? Exactly what we thought, it's a firefight.
Boy, I'm getting flashbacks, man. I'm getting flashbacks of my fight with Billam Smith, and I'm seeing some of the things that I could have done in there when I was fighting him. This is a great fight between Masternak and CBS.
A Brit against the pole. That could be the future for you. You're mandatory now for Michal Shishlak.
Yeah, I'm excited about the opportunity. It's a big opportunity. It says like it's a master operator, but I can believe I can definitely beat him.
Back to this one, are you confident enough to give me a prediction after you've seen what you've seen so far?
It's literally going either way, but I think CBS is more fresher than Masternak. He's been in a lot of wars, but I think he'll get the victory. CBS will get the victory.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
That's some solid work we looked at there, though, from Mateusz Masternak in that 3rd round. Billam Smith had some successes, but a 4-punch combination there. Simple stuff, Matt, too. Left, right.
I was just thinking, he's just doing the basics. He's keeping it basic, he's keeping it simple, but it's working. I think Chris is a little bit tense. I think he's got to loosen up, get a bit lighter on his feet, and just let his hands go, boys. Get that jab going, be busy with the jab, more feints.
Right hand again there from Masternak. Short right hook that time. You saw the sweat come off the head there of Billam Smith.
It's been a few times where Chris has moved his head really well, but hasn't been able to punch off it, but avoiding the punches. If he can find that range to slip and counter, that's where his success will begin.
Billam Smith just walking Masternak back towards the neutral corner, both of them claiming that the other one is initiating the clinch there, really. It's a very physical fight, this. We thought it would be. Plenty of punches have been thrown and landed right from the start, but there's been a lot of this too, which is sapping as we'll head down the stretch. Left hook wasn't far away there from Billam Smith.
There was a good right hook there from Billam not long ago. Gonna need a few more of those, just to turn the momentum a little bit.
Nothing in this round so far, this 4th. Masternak again looking to climb into the 1-2. Lands with the jab.
Good move there from Masternak to spin out the corner.
Left eye of Billam Smith, where he was cut against the Coley. There's a problem there. I can't see exactly how bad it is, but good long right hand there again from Masternak, followed by the left. And the pole has got the wind in his sails here.
Yeah, boxing well here, Masternak. He's finding Billam Smith too easy to hit.
Well, there was some blood coming from somewhere. It looked like it was that left eyebrow of Billam Smith. Good jab there from Masternak, doubles up on it. Billam Smith coming forward, square, and open, and he's in a little bit of trouble here as we head towards the end of the fourth.
Head movement's too static. He's got to get that head movement. No head movement at all from Billam Smith.
Masternak, he can feel it, he can sense it, that he's really in business here.
And on the inside, he's just going to drop back. Don't smother it. Okay? Strong on the inside, but you're also just trying to push him off your side. You're wasting energy. Use his energy against you, all right? And you've got to rip his body out and stop trying to throw left hooks and right hands on the top, okay?
That's Mia down at ringside. Mia Billam Smith, his wife. She's been around fight week at times.
Head movement, sink in with your feet. Okay, you can't keep it like spinning around. Alright? You can't let him get into a rhythm. Alright? You need to distract yourself.
Well, the cut doesn't look too bad, but that's a buoyant Polish corner. That's Piotr Wilczewski, by the way. Some of you remember him from his fighting days, super middleweight. Boxed James Tegel in Liverpool. Tegel taking his European title, and Masternak with a good start to the round. Billam Smith trying to find that uppercut.
So it's quite slippery, Masternak, with his movement. You know what I mean? Billam Smith can't really get at that mid-distance or get up close where he wants to, find a rhythm and get body shots and work. It's all kind of, he's in and out. He's light on his feet, Masternak, and he's very mobile. And I think Billam Smith's struggling with that a little bit.
At home you've got Masternak 3-1 up through 4 rounds, and I would agree with that. 8 to go here, still a very, very long way to go. It's early days. We suspected this was going to be a hard fight. This could be a brutal, grueling fight. And it's proving to be exactly that.
I think Chris needs to just ease off the gas a little bit. He's trying to go at him full steam ahead, which is doing half the job for Masternak, making him walk into the punches. If he can just chill on the outside a little bit, maybe Masternak can use his feet to then go to Chris. It might make a difference.
Yeah, I think he just needs to calm down and just get on the jab, try and back a few rounds on the jab.
Well, the gum shield has come out. Billam Smith landed the left hand. I think Masternak got through with the right hand. Referee John Latham waiting for a natural break before he'll get that put back in. Josh Pritchard just trying to attract the referee's attention. He'll have seen that, John Latham, I'm absolutely sure. Or maybe not. The action continues. Good jab there from Billam Smith.
See, Masternak repeatedly looking for that right hand over the jab of Billam. He's dipping on the inside, trying to throw that right hand over Chris's jab.
Just moves in there, Billam Smith, but doesn't jab his way in, just moves forward, gloves off, and Masternak is happy just to take his feet out and let his hands go. A bounce in the step there of Mateusz Masternak as he finds range with the 1-2 yet again.
Masternak is growing in confidence and spite. You know, he's seeing his face now, he's putting some meat into the punches.
Shorten the shot, but then don't smother the fucking thing. Go to work on the inside. You understand?
Well, apologies if anyone was offended by the language there, but Shane McGuigan, he had to do that. He had to read the right act, and that's what he was doing whilst you were away. He was telling him to switch on. You've got to switch on.
Yeah, because the way this fight's going, it's only going in Masternak's direction. He's well on top here, so something has to change. Again, though, no head movement from Billam Smith. He's just eating jabs.
Masternak, a well-schooled, correct Eastern European style fighter. That's what he's been all the way through his career. Compact, and as Matt said earlier, he keeps it simple. He doesn't do much else other than jab and throw the right hand.
But you know, he's nice and light on his feet. He's in, he's out, he's mobile, he's hard to pin down. And because he's not looking for power, he's just nice and quick with the shots.
I've been impressed with his combination punching. You know, as a cruiserweight, you're not seeing many cruiserweights put punches together anymore, and he's been doing that.
Better from Billam Smith, moved in behind the left hand, left to the body, then right up to the head. Trying to tee up the right hand, Billam Smith, then goes with a left to the body. Midway through the round, not much in this one. And Billam Smith could do with this round. We'll be at the halfway stage at the end of this 3 minutes. And I think psychologically he'll feel like there's a big difference between 4-2 or 5-1, but a big, heavy right hand lands from Masternak. And that got a reaction from Billam Smith.
Yeah. And he just walks onto a stiff jab there. I mean, you know, he doesn't carry massive one-punch power, Masternak, but there's an accumulative effect round after round, and as you get more tired as well, and you get nailed with his shots, they take their toll.
I don't think Billam's been able to get enough shots into the body to help Masternak even slow down from this pace.
The only good news for Billam Smith really is the fact that the cut to the left eye doesn't appear to be a problem, but the volley of punches again thrown by Masternak, and a high percentage of them got through.
It's not just what he's getting caught with, he's not really managed to get into the fight, has he?
Good right hand again there from Masternak, closing stages at the halfway point. The pole is well ahead here. Let's go over to Andy Scott.
Caroline, Adam, you've shared the gym and the build-up with Chris. What are you making of this so far? I think viewers at home have Masternak ahead.
Do you know what? It's a very close fight right now. I can't really judge it right now because it's just a, you know, scruffy fight. But, you know, Chris just needs to get back to the boxing and hopefully he gets that win, so.
What about you, Caroline? What can Chris do just to switch it up?
Yeah, I think the fight's past the midway stage now, and I think Chris needs to start applying the pressure, going to the body, stepping back when Masternak's coming in, and countering him more. This fight is in his hands, and it's his fight to lose. He just needs to drag it out of the bag.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Caroline.
Corner, 10 seconds.
That's what he's done all night so far.
Yeah, like you say, he just kept it simple, real basic shots, but they're landing.
So by our reckoning, Billam Smith with plenty to do in the second half. He is capable of doing it. This crowd will stay with him. He's going to have to dig this out and do it the hard way. The judges at ringside, Steve Gray, Grzegorz Melenda and Patrick Morley. We had a look at your card early on, and you're going Masternak's way. 5-1 up at halfway, and I wouldn't argue.
I don't think Masternak hasn't allowed Billam to work inside. You know, he's claiming him, he's just so crafty, but you're not going to have over 50 fights and not be experienced in each corner of the ring. And Masternak's showing that tonight.
Combination again there from Masternak, finishing on the left hand to the head.
Yeah, he's controlling the range at which the fight is fought. He's good at long range, and then when you know, Billam Smith really wants to be at mid-distance where he can land his body shots and uppercut hooks, but he doesn't do that. He stays on the outside landing his straight shot, and then he ties him up and smothers him when they get close.
Masternak landing another right hand there.
So just there, you see Chris roll the shot, but it's an opportunity to get the counter off, like Matt's saying, because Masternak's fleet-footed, he gets out of range before he can even get off.
Billam Smith just trying to work to the body on the inside. Masternak, though, disentangles himself.
I think Billam Smith needs a big second half of this fight.
I think there's a cut on the left eye of Masternak. It's an untidy round, this one. It has been quite scruffy generally at times, but this round particularly, as we head into the final 40 seconds. Billam Smith is looking to try and find the body up close, and he's maybe just getting a little bit of a foothold here. Trying to line up that big right hand, looked as though he was going to go to the head, then went down to the body. Some gas has gone out of the tank of Mateusz Masternak here, I think, by the look of things. Maybe as a result of that body work. Billam Smith coming on strong towards the end of the round. Leads into the left hook to the body, up to the head. Good finish to the round for him.
Very good finish to the round for Chris. You know, those body shots sinking in are going to help in the rest of this fight. He was finally getting some shots off on the inside. He's going to need more of that going into the next round.
He really needed that.
He badly needed it just to give him the confidence and the belief to try and turn the flow, break the flow of the fight. But it was all Masternak up to that point. Maybe the legs tired now, Masternak. Billam Smith to be able to have more success.
See, Billam can see the shots coming. You can see in the replay, he could see the right hand was on the way, but just couldn't get out of the way in time.
That was a good long right hand to the body. And then the second half of that round, there were signs there that Masternak was beginning to feel this. And there's fighters, you can sense it, can't you, when maybe the person in front of you is just beginning to give a little bit.
That's definitely what happened at the end of the last round. Let's see if CBS can continue that heading into round 8.
He's very slow off his stool there, Masternak. What's going on here? The referee's having a conversation with the corner, and the fight has been waved over. Mateusz Masternak is off his stool, but he is essentially quit on his stool there. Well, that is absolutely extraordinary. Damage was done in that round towards the end of the round, no question about that. He just tapped his rib cage around his hip area. I think he's damaged the ribs, some broken ribs maybe. He's gesturing towards the ribs on the left-hand side of his torso, chatting to Ben Shalom, talking to the doctor, and it is that bodywork from Billam Smith. That long right hand to the body, that is what has done the damage. And Vidal, what a finish to the fight, because that second half of the previous round, you could sense the shift. We knew it was important, and imagine that from there, Billam Smith could kick on and do what he needed to do possibly in the second half, because he was behind, no question, but it's over.
It was the most unexpected finish. You know, we thought Masternak was going to come out and try and gain the momentum back, but again, it goes to show the game that we're in. Good shots from Billam to the body and rib injury of Masternak.
Well, he was taking time to get off his stool. I was just wondering whether he was trying to get as much rest as he could possibly get there, Matt, because he was beginning to feel it, as we said, and then the referee came over, and you could just tell there was something wrong, and Chris Billam Smith has got the win. He's done it the hard way again.
I'm surprised, though, that Masternak stayed on his stool. You know, 36 years of age, he's not going to get another shot at a world title.
No, it's
Why
true.
would you stay on the stool, you know?
I thought Masternak would try and battle through it. You know, if you end up getting hit on it again and you take a knee, fair enough. But to quit on the stool and not give yourself the chance after having such a comprehensive lead.
If you tell yourself, right, I've got one round with this, so I'm going to go out there and throw everything at it. You know what I mean? You'd at least go out for that one round, you'd think.
Well, it's been a successful return for the King in the end. And the enjoying this victory with the crowd. He doesn't like to do things the easy way, Chris Billam Smith, and that's why he is an entertaining fighter. That's why these Bournemouth fans come here in numbers, and that's why they will follow him anywhere. They identify with him, they relate to him. He picked a tough guy for a first defence, a tougher guy than many people really thought he should have, but now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a lot of people were surprised by, you know, Chris having Masternak as his first defence, but with this happening, you know, there's a lot for Chris to take away. He still gets a stoppage win. He's still world champion, and we look forward to what's next.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John Latham calls a stop to this contest 2 seconds into the 8th round due to a corner retirement due to an injury. Declaring your winner, and still the WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the World, the gentleman, Chris Billam Smith.
That belt just being wrapped around his waist, still his property. He has a slightly weary look to him, Chris Billam Smith, but this has completed what has been an unbelievable year, and we will be back in the company of the gentleman very shortly. Great scenes at the Bournemouth International Centre. It's the result that they wanted. Well, check this out if you haven't already seen it. The story up on the silver screen of one of the legends of the squared circle, Big George Foreman. I've seen it. It's terrific. An amazing, amazing life story. We had a quick look at the cards at ringside. Two judges had Masternak 5 rounds to 2 up through 7 rounds. The other judge had it a lot tighter, I think maybe level. But this is how it finished. Those right hands into the body. Damage to the left-hand side of that rib cage. And that was what did for Mateusz Masternak. He got up off his stool, but you could see that there was a problem. The referee was told what that problem was. Billam Smith is wondering what's going on himself there. But then you see that gesture from the ref, and that leaves you in absolutely no doubt. And at that point, he's not really bothered why it's happened. He just knows that it has happened. Well, Chris Billam Smith just having a chat with George Groves, giving him some technical pointers at the end of a long, hard battle. I always wonder how welcome that is when you've just been in the ring and done the business. He's got the win. He's got the win. OK, here he is, Andy Scott, poised and ready to strike.
Chris, congratulations. All that matters is those words. And still, that was a grueler as expected, but perhaps the strangest of endings. What is your emotions at the moment?
Well, I respected him so much in the build-up. Like I said, it'd be my highest fight to date. I think he proved that. I mean, I made it hard for myself, to be honest. I was trying too hard to land one big shot. And then the finishing shot that did the rib was a double jab, right hook, left hook to the body, and it was the right hook that done it. So,
did you know straight away that you had done some damage there?
I knew I'd hurt him, yeah, because he slowed right down after that. Shane seen it in the build-up that he had a problem with his rib, just as we were in the ring. He said, his rib's gone. He's got a lump on his left rib, so target with the right hand. And that ended the fight, so he knows what he's talking about, believe it or not.
I think we believe it. Although he did just say off camera there, and I think it's a fair enough assessment. He said, just didn't box well tonight, but it is a 12-round fight, and it's about winning when not boxing well. That's what champions do.
Yeah, I came up after the back of the 7th, and Shane was like, that's it. And then the plan was to carry on doing that, and I believe I would have got to him because I started finding myself, finding the jab, lightening up the shots, not looking for singles. And, I mean, obviously he pulled out in the end, but which is a shame because I believe I would have showed maturity in adapting through the performance.
But that was perhaps the big, difficult hurdle, the first defence in front of an expectant crowd. What does the future hold now? What's next for you?
We'll see. Christmas. No, look, I believe there's another vacant title now. I've always said I want to be undisputed. If we can get that belt on the line against anyone, you know, I'll be very, very keen for that.
You're obviously a proud owner of the WBO, and we do expect them to call a mandatory challenger as early as next week, perhaps, and that would be Richard Riakporhe. That would be a rematch. There is also the Lawrence Okoli contracted rematch. Are those two fights that you would entertain, regardless of unification fights?
Of course, I'm never shied away from a fight. Me and Richard boxed in our 10th fight. We had similar records. It's a risk for both of us, and it'd be amazing, the rematch, and I'm much better than that tonight. So if he might look at that and really, really fancy his chances, so bring it on.
We're not naive, you're two completely different fighters, but is it a motivation that he is the only man to hold a win over you?
Yeah, that's a very different me ago, and I know what I'm capable of.
Family, Christmas, what are the plans?
Yeah, obviously we moved into our house finally this year, so we've got the family coming over, and that's the most important thing. You know, I get to go home to my wife, I get to spend next week with my son. I miss him so much. So big up Frank, and big up Mia. She's been stressed for, well, forever, because she's got about 8 jobs to do, including 5 of them are probably from me. So I owe her a solid break. I'll be doing all the waking up from the little man.
But because of you and Boxer and Ben Shalom, we have almost stumbled across one of the great UK crowds here. It's a relief to be coming back for you, presumably. They've stuck by you and you've repaid them.
I love these lot. They are phenomenal. Like, it's crazy. I used to love watching Ricky Hatton and his fan base, and these lot are as good as... Listen to them. Thank you so much. I love you all, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Let's have a quick word with the remaining members of the team, Ben Shalom and Shane McGuigan. Shane, I think that's a pretty fair assessment. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, but there were some stressful moments in there.
Yeah, I asked him what the power was like early on, and he said there's not a lot there. So, you know, he was looking for big shots, trying to punch over the top of him because he didn't really respect his power. And he was getting hit too many shots, it was the flurries, but, you know, I had him around down, but I knew that this was two halves of a fight, and I knew the second half was always going to be his. He just tried a bit too hard early.
Yeah, so the cards at the time, he was behind 65-68 twice and level on the other card. So, you know, job done in the end.
Yeah, definitely, but, you know, it's a 12-round fight. I've seen in his last few fights, he was slightly slow down. And what he does is when you apply pressure, he tries to punch you off. You know, and that's one of the things, you know, you never want him to be walking in and acting like a punch bag, but he's so tough and he's good at, you know, using his physicality on the inside. And I knew it was going to be really telling for the second half of the fight. Part of me thinks, you know, that was a great body shot and he hurt his rib, but he knew that the volume was coming. He knew that those last 5 rounds were going to be tough work.
Yeah, and it looked like it was going that way. Well done, Shane. Ben Shalom, let's bring you in. Now, it's pretty exciting times now, isn't it? The WBO mandatory is expected to be called. Do you expect that to be Chris Billam Smith's next fight, a defence against Richard Riakporhe?
Look, I think it's a little unfair to talk about his next fight. That was heart in your mouth moment. It wouldn't be Chris Billam Smith fight without it. That's why the fans love him. That's why they love to come out and watch him. He's a popular fighter for that very reason. Richard Riakporhe is over there. We know he's the mandatory. We know it's a rematch. We know it's a fight that the fans want to see. But let Chris enjoy tonight. Enjoy his fans, and unbelievable in the end to keep the belt against Masternak, who's had a great career and deserves a lot of credit.
Can you confirm more big nights here in Bournemouth, though? There is a stadium lure in the summer as well.
Yeah, I mean, the dream is to get back to the stadium. It really is, but Chris has to keep his belt, and he's got a very, very solid mandatory opponent coming soon.
Well done.